In this video we'll work on Ruth chapter 2 verses 1 and 2. Okay, meet. I don't think we'll need that rule. Generated text is identical. No issues. Generated text is identical. Okay, the same. We won't need this rule. Generated text is identical. Respect. Okay, I don't think we'll need this rule. Generated text is identical. Generated text is identical. Rich. I don't think we'll need this rule. And Boaz was rich, and he was rich. That's fine when we're in single sentence mode. That's the last sentence. Boaz was living in Bethlehem and was rich. Okay, this sentence, Boaz was living in Bethlehem, that's implicit. And this other sentence, and he was rich, that's not implicit, but it's been moved into this other sentence. That's fine, but it would be good. Let's write a rule that says when the first sentence is implicit and the second one isn't, then they shouldn't be combined. So this one was combined, moved by structural adjustment rule, combined sentences, rule 1, structure 1. That's right here. Combined sentences. So it's being combined here. Now we could do this several ways. We could tag this one as not implicit. I'd like to leave this alone. I think a better way, we want to prevent this rule from applying. So let's add a structure in the back. We can delete all of these things. These aren't necessary. Let's write a rule that says if this one, this first one, is implicit, if it's any of these, okay? So that first one is implicit, and the second one isn't implicit. And we know it's not implicit by checking that one. Then we won't do anything. So this structure, remember these are executed from the back towards the front, so this one will be checked first, and if this one is matches, then it won't do anything, and then this rule will be done. Let's make a note here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 and 6. Okay, generated text is identical. Let's save it and go to verse 2. Okay, let. Ruth let Boaz see her. Okay, so there's a complement clause. If it were a pronoun, Ruth let him see her. So we need subject raising here. That's a simple output. Okay, no complementizer, but this is subject raised. Because and we know that if there's a pronoun, John let her see him. Okay? And for the verb, target tense, and form, we want a bare stem infinitive. Well, let's get rid of some of this. Generated text is identical. Okay, pick up. Okay, first we need to correct this. When this verb with the preposition was imported, TBTA had no way of knowing that this was a separate, it needs to be a modifier. So pick up. And here we want to set this verbal preposition in the object NP. John picked the books up. So this up will go into the object noun phrase. Okay, picked, has picked, is picking, picks. Okay, you've just entered a new constituent of verb phrases called verbal preposition in the object NP. You want to edit your first verb phrase structure rule. We'll see this whenever we're dealing with a verb that includes one of these prepositions. We'll need to say no each time. Okay. Gail picked up a hammer with her hand. So the instrument is an oblique with the word with. Okay, to leave, to not bring something. I don't think we'll need this. I will pick barley up that will be left in the fields. I'll pick up barley that will be left in the fields. Okay, so this preposition was moved into the object noun phrase. But if the object noun phrase includes a relative clause, that's awkward. I'll pick barley up that will be... Yeah, we don't want to move this preposition if the object noun phrase includes a relative clause. So let's go to our movement rule. And we'll say if there's... Okay, so now there's a relative clause inside the noun phrase. We'll say this can't be present. Okay, so this will be moved only if there isn't a relative clause. If there is a relative clause, this input structure won't match and this rule won't apply. Okay, we'll sing this again. We're going to say no. I'll pick up barley that will be left in the fields. Generated text is identical. I'll work. Okay, work. Daniel worked for the king. We don't need all of this. Generated text is identical. Generated text is identical. That's the last sentence. Generated text is identical. Let's save it. And we're ready for verse 3.